This is a MacBook Air M4
Isn't that amazing?
that I had been using for many different tasks and university. Stick around for my ultimate review. I've been using this laptop as a computing uni student, and let me tell you, it's a serious game changer. It's lightweight, portable, durable, super fast, and reliable. It's a big upgrade to its predecessors. In this review, we'll unpack what makes this MacBook a star for work, play, and everything in between. Stick around, hit that like button if you're excited, and let's get reviewing. First off, let's talk about the look. This MacBook Air is a proper stunner. At just 0.44 inches thick and 2.7 pounds, it's so light you might forget it's in your bag, until you try to frisbee it across the room, which by the way I don't recommend. The midnight colour, it's like a starry night in laptop form, though it's a bit of a fingerprint magnet. The design is the same sleek, flat chassis we got with the M2 refresh in 2022. No wedge shape here, but it's still unmistakably Air. You've got two Thunderbolt 4 ports, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and the MagSafe charging port, which is a lifesaver. Ever tripped over a cable and nearly sent your laptop flying? Well, MagSafe says not today, mate. I also like the fingerprint button refresh. It's much more obvious now and just fits with the overall design. The 13.6-inch liquid retina display is crisp with a 250/60 by 1664 resolution, 500 nits of brightness, and P3 color support. In my opinion, the color was accurate and a joy to use when conducting creative tasks or tasks that require color accuracy. Most importantly, I use this for everything, especially my demanding computing course at university. This laptop works well in demanding tasks, does not get too hot, works well with many different programs. However, it's not really suited to more technically demanding tasks, such as running self-supervised learning algorithms or machine learning. For me, the weight is one of the key winning features, because when carrying this laptop in a backpack, I felt relatively good. Bear in mind, I take the tube and DLR to get to uni, so it's quite a long journey, and the MacBook is just fantastic compared to my other Windows laptop. Now let's get to the heart of this beast, the M4 chip. This 13-inch model rocks a 10-core CPU, 8-core GPU, and a 16-core neural engine with 16GB of unified memory as standard. That's right, Apple finally ditched the measly 8GB base RAM, so no more paying an arm and a leg for decent specs. Again, price is really subjective and it depends what you're using it for. For everyday tasks, this MacBook is smoother than a Sunday roast. I've had dozens of Chrome tabs open, yes, including YouTube, Slack, Word, Spotify, Bright Network, job hunting sites, and it didn't even break a sweat. The M4 is up to 2 times faster than the M1, and apparently around 23 times faster than the Intel-based Airs, according to Apple. Also, the Geekbench 6 scores back this up. With single core at around 3,780, a multi-core at around 14,922, it's quite solid for a fanless laptop. For creative folks, photo editing in apps like Affinity Photo is smooth Photoshop or any other editing app than a sunny day at Brighton Beach. It's fast, responsive, and absolutely pure joy. However, things got a bit wobbly with DaVinci Resolve. The M4 started huffing and puffing with complex 4K edits, showing its fanless limits. Still, it managed to crunch 4K video exports in quite good time, and it's definitely faster than the M3, M2, and M1. I mean, the M1 really struggled in DaVinci Resolve, but here's the catch: without a fan, the M4 can overheat and throttle during heavy tasks like 3D rendering or long marathon editing sessions. If you're a pro who lives for pushing pixels to the max, the MacBook's Pro active cooling might be your best mate. Let's talk battery life, because this MacBook Air is like the Energizer Bunny in a sleek aluminium shell. Apple claims up to 18 hours, and in my tests, browsing, streaming and a bit of light editing, it lasted about 13 hours, which was quite less, with like pretty decent brightness. I mean, that's close to a full work day, and then some, and it's quite perfect for students or commuters who don't want to lug a charger everywhere. But please note that during heavy tasks, the battery goes down rather quickly. Connectivity is another win. The Wi-Fi 6E means faster, more reliable internet, and the latest Bluetooth keeps your AirPods, wireless mouse, or your headphones connected without a hitch. The big news? You can now hook up to 2 external 6K displays with the lid open, ideal for multitaskers or anyone who dreams of a triple screen setup. Just don't expect Thunderbolt 5, that's reserved for the Pro models. I mean, one downside as well is that it only has 2 USB-C ports. If you're juggling multiple accessories, you'll need a hub, which is a bit of a faff. But with MagSafe freeing up one port for charging, it's not a deal breaker. The keyboard on this MacBook Air is an absolute joy. It's like typing on a cloud, if clouds were made of scissor switches. The keys are snappy with just the right travel, and the midnight finish seems to resist that dreaded shiny key syndrome. Personally, I like the material of the keys, and there wasn't that much grease left after a month's use, however they were really difficult to clean. The Force Touch trackpad is still the gold standard, with precise cursor control and multi-touch gestures that I don't really use, but it makes navigating macOS Sequoia a doddle. Apple really does make awesome trackpads. Now the audio, the 4-speaker system punches above its weight. I cranked up some Charlie XCX Apple, fitting right, and the vocals were pretty crystal clear, with surprisingly good bass for such a slim machine. Gotta say though, it was fantastic. The camera itself was alright. It's a 12 megapixel center stage camera, but I don't know, it wasn't really that impressive in my opinion. The speakers are impressive and have been satisfactory throughout all the models, which is one important thing to say, and I also found the internal built-in microphone to be absolutely fantastic when going into graduate job interviews or doing Teams meetings with my uni colleagues. It was fantastic. Now, let's wrap this up big time with the pros and cons. First of all, with the pros, the M4 chip is a beast for everyday tasks and advanced creative work. The battery life is stellar, and the 16GB base RAM is a game changer. The design is gorgeous, the keyboard and trackpad are top notch. However, for the cons, the fanless design, it can really have some impact when doing such heavy tasks. For students and professionals or anyone who wants a reliable, portable laptop, the MacBook Air M4 is a no-brainer. For £999, but you can probably get it cheaper with a student discount, is purely awesome. If you're ready to grab one, check the link in the description for the best deals. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, please give this a like, check out the end screen and check out the other playlists. It's important to note that I am not sponsored, but I decided to make this video out, and if you're a potential sponsor who found this video, hit my email up. I would be happy to discuss plans with you.